to talk about confidence and why having belief and confidence in yourself is literally like a superpower that will allow you to do anything you want in life. But a lack of true confidence, a lack of belief in yourself is like a handicap. It's a disability that's going to prevent you from taking the actions you want, from pursuing the goals that you have, and from being the person you truly want to be in your heart. Like I know so many people who don't take action and they hold back because they just don't believe in themselves. In fact, 85% of people are reported to have low self-esteem. And that can be equated to the fact that they're simply not doing things consistently enough that help them to feel good about who they are. Think about that. Low self-esteem, low confidence can be correlated with not doing things that make you feel proud of who you are. It's that simple. People don't exercise. They don't like the way their body looks, so they have low self-esteem, right? People are broke. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're not making the money they want. It's stressful. They can't provide for their family the way they want. So they have low confidence, low belief in themselves, low self-esteem, and this goes for anything in life. Your relationships, growing up, your ability to ask out the pretty girl or, take the pretty girl to the dance, how you interact with your friends and peers growing up, your belief in yourself to go to college or to go into a good career and be that doctor, be that lawyer. Be that person that can achieve at a high level. Like so many people just hold back because they don't believe in themselves. So I want to talk to you about a couple strategies that you can apply in your life if you're somebody who has low confidence, that over time will amplify your confidence. It will elevate your identity and it will help you to feel, able to go after the things you want in life. It starts with very subtle changes that over time grow and expand, that will ultimately change the way you think about yourself, the way you see the world, your perspective, and how you're feeling on a daily basis. And all of those things combined are going to impact the actions that you take. And that's where the results will change. So the first thing is taking more pride in the little things that you're doing. And this is going to sound trivial to a lot of people, but hear me out. Doing the little things to the best of your ability consistently. The little trivial things throughout your day, doing them with more care and more effort. And why is this important? It's not necessarily about what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. And the reason that's important is because that's directly correlated to you and your identity. Your identity is who you are no matter where you are in life. Your identity is not going to change from place to place. Okay, so the way you do the little things, like make the bed, the way you talk to people, are you organized? Are you clean? Like, are you organized and clean at home? Like all the little things, they are reflective of you and who you are at the deepest level. So I tell people this all the time. Like if you focus on doing the little things to the best of your ability, naturally that's going to grow and carry over into other parts of your life because you're shaping this identity. You're somebody that takes so much pride in who they are that you're going to do these things with maximal effort. Okay. Now, an easy way to start doing this is pick 3 things that you're going to do every day within the first hour of waking up and do them to the best of your ability and don't miss a day. And start with simple, easy tasks that you can do to the best of your ability. For instance, make your bed. Like, you can do that 100%, right? There's no doubt there. What else? Pick something else. Can you drink 20 ounces of water within the first 30 minutes of waking up? Yeah, you can drink a glass of water, right? How about a 10-minute walk outside or 5 push-ups, right? Or reading 3 pages out of a book. Like make it so simple and easy that your first thought is, of course I could do that to the best of my ability. What we want to do here is we want to start to train you and shape and mold this identity that you have to be associated with someone that does things efficiently, someone that can do things like with maximal effort, right? Someone that has that ability. And it might sound super trivial to you guys because it's very simple stuff. Like we know we could all do this. But over time, you doing this consistently, you're more likely to then walk for 20 minutes or read 10 pages, right? Or instead of a walk, you're going to the gym and exercising. In the morning, let's say you pick up a morning time to wake up. You're going to start to get up earlier and attack your day. And it just starts to grow and expand. Because once you have that core belief in your ability and you're demonstrating it every day, right, it starts to carry over into other parts of our lives. You start to realize, oh, this is easy. I can do this every day. Like you're going to want to challenge yourself more. Okay. Now, the self-talk here is very important because it's easy to overlook stuff. It's easy to just take shortcuts, to half-ass things, but we don't want to be that person. Like I said earlier, your identity, that person that you truly are, that's the person that you're taking into all walks of life. Okay, that's the person you're going to be with your family. That's the person you're going to be in your career, at work, in your community, and for yourself. Like, this is how you're going to show up in every moment and every day of your life. If you don't elevate your identity, you're always going to stay down here and you're always going to get results down here. So the self-talk here is really important. I call this $1 million mindset. And this is something I teach clients. This is something I talk to my son about constantly. It's having awareness as to why we're doing these things and bringing awareness to the moment that allows us to do them to the best of our ability. So for instance, let's say you're doing the dishes or something and you're like rinsing off a dish and you're kind of going through it quick. Like, would you do those dishes with more effort and more pride if you're getting paid $1 million to do them to the best of your ability? Or making your bed, or your last workout, right? Or your last conversation with someone. Were you listening? Like, you can apply this to anything. Would you do that behavior differently if you were getting paid $1 million to do it to the best of your ability? Everyone always answers, well, yeah, of course I would, right? I'm like, well, why? Well, I'm getting paid $1 million, you know? And so my next question would be, why don't you do it that way anyways, just for yourself? And their first thought or their first reaction is, well, because I'm not getting paid $1 million. So they see the value in the money. They see the value in the $1 million. But they don't see the value in the action itself. They don't understand how doing that action with maximal effort is going to elevate their identity over time and amplify the results they get in their life. And that's what happens when you take pride in what you're doing. You're implicitly showing yourself, or you're telling yourself, I'm important enough to do this to the best of my ability. Like, everything I do reflects on who I am. And I'm so important. I value myself so much and I love myself so much that I'm going to do this to the best of my ability. If you don't in life, the implicit message is that it doesn't matter, right? I don't matter is what you're saying, because everything you do reflects on who you are. So you're saying, I don't matter enough to do this to the best of my ability, right? And what I'm getting at here is there's a lack of perceived value in yourself. It all comes back to self-worth. The number one reason most people don't achieve what they want in life is because they don't believe they deserve it. They don't believe they're capable and they don't believe they deserve it. And this goes back to past programming, stuff they heard, experiences they had growing up. But there's this subconscious belief, this limiting belief that basically says, I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough, right? I don't deserve that amazing life. I don't deserve that money. I don't deserve the relationships. I don't deserve the success. I don't deserve the body, whatever it is. This is a simple yet highly impactful way that you can start to change that subconscious belief. If you do everything in your life to the best of your ability, and you're telling yourself $1 million mindset, and those actions are worth more to you than that $1 million, right? You're seeing the value in everything that you're doing because you know that it's elevating your identity. And when you elevate your identity, you amplify your results in life. That's the way it happens. You're not going to suddenly be $1 million earner with the way you thought and the way you behaved 2 years ago if you were broke, right? You're not going to suddenly be shredded and in the best shape of your life if you're still thinking and having the same behaviors as you did last year when you ate whatever you wanted and you didn't work out and you didn't push yourself. Like, you have to grow your identity. You have to expand. And this is where it starts. It starts with the attention to detail in these small little things. When you tell yourself $1 million mindset and you're doing these things every day and you see the value in them and you know that that value directly equates to you and who you are, suddenly it's not about the action, it's not about the behavior, it's about the person you're creating, the mindset, the identity, right? The self-love that's being imbued within you because you're taking the time and giving the care to these things. So that's the first step. I know that was a lot there. The second step is you got to get out of your comfort zone. And the reason this comes second is because sometimes it takes a track record, a series of weeks, months, for some people even years of building themselves up through these small habitual actions to feel confident to get out of their comfort zone. But if you don't get out of your comfort zone, the likelihood of you changing is slim to none because you're stuck in a pattern, right, of thinking, of behaving. Things are habitual, right? And if you're not getting the results you want, you can't continue to sustain these habits. You got to change them. You have to change. And the most effective way to change is when we get out of our comfort zone, we spark growth, right? We spark actually something called neurogenesis, which is based on novel experiences, getting out of your comfort zone and doing that marathon, going to do that Spartan race, going back to school, getting a new job, studying a new subject, whatever, going to community events, like something that kind of creates apprehension and fear, but you do it anyways. It creates neurogenesis. This is the creation of new brain cells based on novel experiences. You are literally changing when that happens. Down on a cellular level, you are changing, you are morphing, you are adapting. And the more you do that, the more you start to reprogram your brain in subtle ways. Right now, you have new experiences to draw from, right? And that's also reinforcing this identity shift that's taking place. And now you have, right, these new patterns of communication from these brain cells, right? Now you have this proof that you can go out of your comfort zone and do stuff. So later on, when you want to challenge yourself, you're more likely to do it, right? And you're not just stuck in the old monotonous ways, but you're actually growing and you're seeing the change in your life. You're growing on a personal level. You're growing, and psychologically, spiritually. And you're going to see these changes start to take place in everything that you do. It's going to impact everything. So I want to share that with you guys. If it resonates or if you can identify, drop some comments below, share some personal experience, share some feedback about this video. Talk to me about what are some small little wins that you're going to start setting up in your day to stack from the moment you open your eyes to start building up that confidence. Maybe what are some things you're going to do to get out of your comfort zone? I want to hear from you. So go ahead and drop it in the comments.